Hello everyone and welcome back to Chess Game Design with me. So today's video is going to be slightly shorter than usual, it might even be under 10 minutes. As I said in the last video, today we're going to be looking at the king. So in the last video again we made the pawn and the knight work. So both pawns, the black pawn and the white pawn, as well as the knights. Today we're going to be making the king work. So as you can see, I've already actually put the script in our program, and this is the movement of the king. So when I have a king selected, I want to only be able to move around himself. I don't want to be able to move anywhere else, and I want to be able to take my opponent's pieces but not my own pieces. So this is what I have. Don't forget to put the namespace in, and I think that's it. So let's go walk ourselves through what I have over here. I'm going to put it to one side like I have been doing beforehand, so that I can look at how the king is moving over here and explain how I'm getting to that behavior. So in our pseudocode, we actually did it incorrectly. We said if it can move +1 column or +1 row, but if you do that, it kind of moves like a rook, but a much more powerful version of it. So what happens is you can move the king around himself as well as like a rook, and I also got a problem once where you could move it anywhere. So in a 3, going up 3 and going down 3, going to the left 3 and going to the right 3. I don't have to explain it, but it just didn't work the way we wanted it to. So this is how I got over that problem, was by checking this. It's much shorter than both our white pawns and our black pawns as well as our knight, but it works. So I'm always checking with AND. My condition is the column of the square which I'm looking at. So it's very similar of how I do it. I first of all clear valid moves, and I go through all of the squares in my game manager, and then if the square which I'm looking at minus this, if the squares column which I'm looking at minus the squares minus the pieces column is less than or equal to 1. So if that's true, and this is true, and this and that. So my second condition, so if their columns are less than or equal to 1, if their columns are less than or equal to -1, so that I can move both left and right, not just left or just right. And then I also do and row is less than or equal to 1, and row is greater than or equal to -1. So I'm saying if the column is anywhere between -1 and 1, all integers, or if the rows are anywhere between -1 and 1, integers and all inclusive, then do the following checks. So if the square which I'm looking at doesn't have any children, then add it to valid moves, because, well, it's already a valid move if that's true. Otherwise, if it's of the opponent's color, then also add it to a valid move. If it's not going to add it to valid moves. Else, make it shade everything. I see that I've been inconsistent with this. I should probably do it as 0.45. I like being consistent, especially with things like that. So then what happens is, well, this gets checked, and you get to the result of your king moving the way a king in chess should be moving. Ignore this, sometimes it doesn't exactly matter. We can sort it out at the very end once we've designed the game and see what's going on. For now, if it's a yellow warning, it's not that important. And the king moves the way we want it to, if I can show that. Also, we did the knight in a different way. That's because we couldn't exactly do it with division. If you divide by 0, and if you know maths, you can't divide by 0. Division by 0 does actually sometimes happen, and you get an error. So you have to check it one minus the other, like I have done here, instead of division, and comparing it to a number greater than or lesser than, and so on, with 1 or 2. But why I didn't do the knight in the way we wanted to do it with pseudocode was because, well, then the knight could be able to move from here, well, okay, from here to here, as well as to here and so on. And we don't want that to happen because, well, obviously that's not how a knight should be moving in chess. And I think that that's actually going to be it for today's lesson. As I said, I just want to try out and see how it goes with a shorter video. So if you enjoyed this video, then please give me a like, share and subscribe. Leave me down in the comments, would you like to see longer or shorter videos? And tell me why you would like to see that. If you have any questions, again, do feel free to ask in the comments. I will be happy to help you out as soon as possible. But until next time, thank you so much for watching once again, and goodbye.